Ronnie Shields says that David Morrell has become Canelo's Hitman. He says that Canelo has no intentions on ever facing, probably David Morrell. Says that basically he pick and choose the mandatories that he wants to fight, and that he ain't gonna fight David Morrell. He said David Morrell should start calling himself El Sirico or something like this, and said that Canelo Alvarez ain't gonna never fight him. And we know this to be true. I mean, shit, why would he? He pick and chooses mandatories. They consolidate mandatories for him, or consolidate. The mandatories when he fought some Caleb Plant. They said that was a mandatory for the WBO or something like that, or he fought Callum Smith for a vacant WBC and Callum Smith WBA. If you read those sanction belt bodies, it's all subjective. There's no concrete rules in there. It's all subject to a vote. In my opinion, it's all subjective to a cash for fight type of thing, a cash to play type thing. That's what they run on. That's how they make their money. They're not a true third party. That's why the majority of them are not stationed in the United States. So they can't be held accountable for their bullshit rules and actions. And when it's a mandatory like Giant Ryder, when it's somebody of lesser note, when Benavidez don't hold the title, he swoop in and fight Callum Smith for 2 titles, which he was no people really thought he ever should have been a champion anyway. Everything is cool. But once again, this just don't run in the Canelo fandom of things. This runs in the boxing side of things, where fans are now saying, "Oh no, I don't want to see this fight. I'd rather see him fight John Ryder. Oh, he doesn't deserve it. I'd rather see him fight Dennis Ugas." So now you get that aspect of it, where they defending. They're defending fighters against 50-50 fights, or fights they can lose. That's what boxing is built on. That's what intrigue is built on. That's what it's all about. That's what make you. It's kind of like lifting weights. And what gets you stronger, or what tears the muscles down, what gets you where you really want to be, is, or even doing endurance training, that minute or that last mile or that 0.10 mile or them last 1 or 2 reps, that's what make you. The ones that you struggling, or you gotta, you gotta take your time and do it. That's what make a nigga. That's what make you. Same thing in fighting. These fights where you got to pull out all the stops, you got to dig deep in your bag, that make you a better fighter. But Dave Morrell represents a lot of risk and not too much reward. Let's call it what it is. If he won't fight Benavidez, he won't fight Better BS. Why would I get in there with David Morrell? 9 fights. And what's working against David Morrell is that he doesn't have the opponents to build a profile up at 68. 68 ain't really never been a fruitful division as far as named fighters. Even in the Super 6, it was a lot of foreign guys. Carl Frost was introduced for the American public from his come from behind victory versus Jermaine Taylor. Arthur Abraham was primarily fighting in Germany, big knockout puncher. Miguel Kessler, he had a fight on versus Joe Kawasaki on HBO, but I'm pretty sure that might have been, I don't know where that fight was at. It might have been overseas, but it was nighttime in the United States. Joe Kawasaki had made some appearances on Showtime. Well, he wasn't in the tournament, excuse me. But and then you had Anthony Durrell, bronze medalist, Andre Ward, gold medalist. You know what I'm saying? But it was a nice mix of flavor of foreign fighters. So 68 ain't really. That's one of the reasons Marvin Hagler never moved up, because he wasn't going back over to Europe to get robbed again. So everybody just get mad at Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather for not going overseas and traveling in their professional career. But, you know, some of the older fighters did it too because, you know, they knew the bullshit they was going to be on when you went over there. And obviously both Roy and Floyd had bad Olympic experiences. I think Royce was in Seoul, Korea, and Floyd Mayweather was in Atlanta, but you know how international boxing is. So, you know, Morrell need the profile, bro, and it's going to be hard to get fighting once, twice a year. I mean, if they really wanted to prepare him seriously for David Benavidez, and they wanted to seriously prepare him for Canelo and those type of guys, eventually Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol, he need to be in the ring 4 or 5 times a year. You know, in some capacity. And if you could break it down, this is what we could pay you to be the co-feature. And that's how Deontay Wilder built his profile. Deontay Wilder was taking whatever they got him. He was just constantly fighting. He needed the reps, but so do Morrell. He need the reps. He need the reps as far as just getting acclimated and getting the, you know, and getting the conditioning and just, you know what I'm saying, doing catch up. Just the number of fights if you want to be on that level. And it's gonna help his star power. So he don't bring nothing to the table. Why Canelo would want to fight? People say, well, what John Ryder bring to the table? Nothing. He did get a win over Danny Jacobs, but then again, it's an easy fight. It's a tune-up. It's a glorified tune-up. I get to go home. I'm gonna go home and get a glorified tune-up, and the guy that's really gonna make me work and possibly beat me in front of my fans for short money. So, you know, even if he beat Benavidez, it's gonna be like it ain't really worth it to me. I'm talking about Morrell. It's not worth it to me. Why would I fight him? See, Benavidez wasn't good enough. Morrell got to do something more. He got to go do X, Y, and Z. So we already know Canelo profile. Y'all can continue. You know, Ronnie is thorough as to get in boxing. Former fighter, trainer for a long time. Rigondeaux, Holyfield, Mike Tyson, the Charlo twins, Erislandy Lara. I mean, you can go on and on and on and on and on. He the one that told AJ about Robert Garcia and them. So he can go. You know, we can go on and on about the list of accomplishments Ronnie Shields have gotten in the sport of boxing. I get tired of saying all that shit, right? But it you know, with Canelo Alvarez, it ain't gonna matter. He gonna do what he want to do. The sanction belt body's gonna want a piece of it. Everybody want to get their 1 and 1.5% off of him. You know, and that's what they gonna do. Ain't gonna be no complaints. Or nothing like that. And like I said, Morrell just on the bad side of things. He ain't got Puerto Ricans behind him. He ain't got America behind him. You know what I'm saying? But the best thing he could do is just stay in the public sight and get on as many cars as he can. Even if it's taking short money. I know it's hard to explain, but yeah, of course. He the regular WBA mandatory. He gonna sit as the regular WBA mandatory. And to Canelo decide what he's doing. He said Canelo get to hold up most divisions and multiple divisions and, you know, stop people. It is what it is. I mean, even the divisions he's not campaigning at, people waiting for an opportunity to move up or him to catch weight to come down and get him an opportunity. So it don't even matter when you in demand, and you bring him money, So we can point this out all day and we can point how this is unfair, but boxing don't give a hell. They don't have a governing belt body. These sanctioning belt bodies don't have a spine. They don't have a spine. All they care about is the dough. I love the dough more than you know. Whatever it go. That's all they care about is the money. That's all they care about. That's all they care about. So we can point it out all day. Of course he'd never fight David Morrell. To him, it just don't make sense. I mean, if he wouldn't fight Jamil Charlo, David Benavidez, why the fuck would he fight them? Fight David Morrell. He wouldn't fight Demetrius Andrade. He won't. Why would he fight them? So that just obviously. But you know I mean that's his Ronnie Shields' job, and that's, you know, Charlo's job around David Morrell with David Morrell is to apply pressure on Canelo. But just applying pressure in the media not gonna do enough. Lara went up there and snatched the mic from his ass. You gotta be on this helmet. You gotta embarrass him in front of his people. But he don't care. He don't care. he don't, you know, he what they say on the boondocks. I just don't give a. You know, he talking shit about the slave master. He was like, yeah, Willie, some of them lynching was funny. But after that, it wasn't funny no more. So that shit was funny, but yeah, of course, Morrell got the short end of the stick. So we all know that. Morrell, you know, or Morrell will never be a cash cow in boxing. And that's the unfortunate facts about it. And that's the unfortunate part about it. But Ronnie doing his job and pointing out the inconsistencies from the sanctioning belt bodies and all that. He do deserve his shot. He is the WBA regular mandatory. Y'all are supposed to be eliminating the regular belt. He deserved to get his mandatory. Straight up and down. So that's the way I see it. I think that's the way everybody else see it. But it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJGood313. Venmo, CJGood313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Shit out the boxing news playlist, more videos like this. Peace.